Hello, this is Elizabeth Griffin, the Black Romance Writer, and welcome back to my channel. If you haven't subscribed, please take a moment to do so, and definitely continue to share my content with others. You can also hit the notification bell if you want to be informed and kept up to date on when I post new videos, and also hit the subscribe button so that I know that you're out there, so that I know that you're following me and you're listening to me. And also leave a comment so I know what you think about the channel, what you think about the topics that we discuss. I am so appreciative for all the support that I'm getting, for all the love that I'm getting. And I love making these videos. I love talking about romance writing, talking about the process of writing, every aspect of writing. So thank you for making me able, for allowing me to do what I love to do. Right now, it's Friday afternoon, and I'm in my bed, and I'm resting. I just woke up from a nap, and I thought about writing and how, for me, writing has come a long way. And as an indie author, as an independent author, as someone who is producing my own work, financing my own projects, creating my own audiobooks, doing everything that it takes to put out an independent product, I'm thinking about how hard it is, how difficult it is, how sometimes I'm just so frustrated by the process and by the slow, gradual success that I'm getting. And trust me, I am getting success. I am thankful for every read that I get on Kindle Vella, for every book that is purchased on the different ebook platforms, for every audiobook that someone took the time and took their hard-earned money to purchase and to listen to, and to even leave a review. So I humbly thank you from the bottom of my heart. But this video, I want to talk about how frustrating it is when you count every sale, when you look at every read. And I'm realizing I'm hard on myself. Yes, this process of being an independent writer, it is challenging at times. It is frustrating at times. But you know what? It is also very rewarding. Because I'm thinking about back in the 1980s and the 1990s when things were so different. Back then, a lot of publishing houses didn't believe that the Black story was a story that could sell, was a story that they were even interested in publishing. And back then, during that time period, a lot of people thought that Blacks didn't really read novels. They definitely didn't read romance novels. But what we've come to find out back then and now is that Black women, the Black female reading audience, purchased a lot of books. Their buying power was immense. And gradually, certain publishing houses like Harlequin Romance took a chance on a Black writer. One in particular, Brenda Jackson, and also Avon took a chance on Beverly Jenkins, and we started to see the emergence of Black writers and Black stories. But this time was a period where, as I said, there were a lot of gatekeepers. So can you imagine the frustration in writing your own novel? I know what happened to my manuscript, Naira, when I sent it out in the 1990s to different publishing houses. This is a typical journey of a manuscript. It would arrive at the publishing house. It would be opened by a secretary. It would be either placed in a slush pile, which is a pile of unsolicited manuscripts that the publisher did not ask for, but that ambitious writers such as myself would send out to them, knowing that my novel is different from all the other novels that they would receive, and that I had a bestseller in my hand. That's my thinking. But my manuscript, as I said, would go to the bottom of the slush pile, and maybe it would get read, and maybe it wouldn't. Or if that was not the case with my manuscript, then the secretary would open my manuscript, would take out the self-addressed stamped envelope, place my manuscript in that envelope, seal it up, and place it in the mail to be delivered back to me within the next day or two. So, the publishing industry back then, as I said, had many gatekeepers, and being an indie author or an author without an agent, our journey to publishing was almost impossible. Yes, there were some people that made it through, but most of us disappeared until self-publishing and the internet connected. And all of a sudden, there was the emergence of the indie authors. And let me tell you, I am so thankful for that transition and that opportunity, because I know without a shadow of a doubt that I would be an unfulfilled, disgruntled, angry writer because I have so much to say, but I have no way of getting it to my reading audience. Now, back to my current frustration, back to 2024, back to the things that I am going through now. Can you imagine being on an emotional high when you complete your novel, when you type that last word in that last chapter of your book, and you know that what you wrote is amazing? And then the low when you publish it after creating a sensational book cover and a wonderful title and an interesting blurb. When you do all that and you upload it on an ebook platform, and you wait for your first read, for your first sale, for your first interaction with a reader or a consumer. And it doesn't happen in a day. It doesn't happen in a week. Sometimes it doesn't happen in a month or 2 months. And you sit there and all of a sudden that high becomes a low and you start questioning your work. Or can you imagine when you send out the promos, when you send out the newsletters, when you let everyone know that you have a new novel available for sale, and no sales, no nothing? I think about these things, and yes, I get frustrated. But you know what else? I also remember that there was a time in the 1980s and the 1990s when I did not have access to the world, when I did not have the ability to write a novel and then upload it and distribute it throughout the whole world. Back then, distribution was limited. Back then, there were gatekeepers to publishing. Random House, Simon & Schuster. I'm sure you're familiar with some of these names. And an independent author like me, without an agent, did not have access to these big publishing companies. And when I sat down and typed up my manuscript and mailed it out to the publishers with a self-addressed return envelope, I would get my manuscripts back within a week, unread, because they were unsolicited and because I did not have an agent to represent myself. So when I think about those things and those times, my frustration is at a minimum now. The things that I feel now are in no way equal to what it was like in the 80s when you had no chance at all of getting to the publishing houses. Now, I am my publisher. Now, I can produce as many books as I want. So, for those of you out there who feel frustrated, who feel like you're not making a dent. Trust me, trust me, trust me. Times are different. Times have changed. And you right now are at the best time in life as far as it goes for publishing, because there aren't any gatekeepers. You are the only one standing in the way of publishing your book. You are the only one standing in the way of your success. So yes, I feel frustrated at times by the fact that maybe this book didn't sell or that book didn't catch on, but I am happy and I'm excited and I'm thrilled at the opportunity to write ebooks, to create audiobooks, to create graphic novels. So this is the best time to be an indie author. This is the best time to produce a product. So as I lay here in my bed, thinking about the past, think about in the 80s when I had to use an electric typewriter. Do any of you know what that even looked like? Or I'll take you back even further. I used to use a manual typewriter where my fingers could slide through the keys. And that's how I first learned to type, was on one of those old metal typewriters. So times have changed, and I remember the past with word processors and liquid correction tape. Those were the times when I wanted to be a writer, and it was very frustrating, and it was very hard. And I don't think I would have made it back then. But thanks to technology, thanks to the evolution of publishing, I am where I am now, and I am excited about today and the future. So, for those of you out there, those indie authors, those established authors, when you feel frustrated, when you feel like giving up, when you feel like you're not making a difference, remember this video and remember the past and remember what publishing looked like in the 1990s and what they look like today. And let me tell you, we are in a much better place. We have opportunities that are just unprecedented. So I say stay encouraged, continue on your path, continue on your journey. And as always, I'm wishing you love, peace, joy, and happiness. Until next time, happy writing and enjoy your weekend.